Okay, so we're now in the final area of the run. Hopefully not too much longer of the tutorial. If you've made it this far, thank you. You're almost there. But as soon as we load into the Institute, make a quick save. That's very important. Make a quick save as soon as you load in. Make sure your security baton is equipped. And if you remember, we set up a punch... After we killed the Courser, we set up a punch warp in the memory den before we finished our load warp to the fens. Sorry, to the glowing sea. So we still have our punch warp set up. So what we're going to do is quick save, so our location is stored here. And then trigger our punch warp. As soon as you load in after the punch warp, right click to cancel the attacking animation and then just run forward. And then run right over here to the advanced systems door. And then make a hard save because we're going to load warp to here later. And just set up a punch warp right here how I'm doing it. And then quick load. So we're back at the where we teleported in. We then just run up and interact with this computer terminal. When you're in it, press E once. Sorry. Usually you'll press E to skip the intro dialogue. Press E, R to pull up the holotype or holotape stuff. Load the Institute relay targeting sequence. Once it loads, select this, the initiate. And once you select that, you can hold tab to exit. Then pull up your pistol. Wait for Preston to walk up and start talking, and then we'll shoot him 3 times. And then pull up your security baton and mash down and E. Down to skip through the dialogue, and keep mashing E because we're going to get a pop-up saying we have a new item. So we mash E to dismiss it as quickly as possible. So just like this. There we go. And as soon as we have control again, just try to melee attack Preston in VATS, and it will punch warp us back down to the advanced systems door that we were just at. Sorry. So just like that, and then enter the door. In here, I'm going to make a quick save here so I can load it later in case something goes wrong in the explanation. So we load in right here. You're just gonna run up to here and wedge yourself in this corner. Not this one, not on the glass, but right here. Look straight up and set up a punch warp. Pick up your frag mine. You should have 2 frag mines right now. Run and enter the Institute reactor. And then you're immediately going to... I'm going to make a save here just for the sake of maybe having to explain it a couple times. I don't know how explain this will go. You're going to immediately look down, throw your frag mine and trigger your punch warp, and then start holding S and D as you trigger it. So, and then you want to look straight down. Your goal, it might be hard to see, but there is a rafter. There's like a series of rafters, kind of in a checkerboard pattern. There's a rafter right here that's in line with this long hallway. You want to hold S and D to... You want to hold S to keep moving, like, to, I guess, the west. We're facing the east, we want to move west. So you want to hold S to keep moving west, and you want to hold D until you're aligned above this rafter that's in line with this hallway. And then you just keep holding S. And that should... I was a little too far to the right, but that should upwarp you onto this catwalk. If you don't upwarp to the catwalk like I just didn't, then you just run up those stairs onto it and open the reactor housing and place the fusion pulse charge and make a quick save. And then we're going to load warp out. But I'm going to show you what it looks like in full speed when doing it properly. So we set this up right here. Load in. Throw the frag mine. Look down. Just like that. I guess you want to be a little to the left of that rafter. You don't want to be directly above it. Just a hair, just a little bit to the left. I'd recommend just rewinding and pausing and looking at how I was aligned. You want to be above the rafter, so we upwarp right onto, or I guess it's a weird downwarp thing. So we downwarp directly onto this catwalk. And turn around, open the door, place the fusion pulse charge, quick save, and then load your fens save. Because we're going to load warp now. So load warp. now something might happen here once we finish this load warp. We should be able to fast travel like normal, but there's a small chance that you leveled up as Preston entered the Institute, and if that happened, one, that means that something went wrong in the route and you didn't do it exactly as it's routed. But two, that means that you'll have something called a Miku lock. And what that means is you're not going to be able to fast travel. When you go to fast travel, it'll say you cannot fast travel from this location. And that means the game correctly did stuff with the Institute. Like, it's a weird thing, but pretty much it's called a Miku lock. And what you can do to get rid of it is make a quick save. And then pretty much do what we did to enter when we were entering the memories. Just interact with one of the benches and quick load, and it should get rid of the layers. But it's something that will only happen really when you're unfamiliar with the route. If it happens to you, I would recommend just, like, I don't know, like, you use console commands and finish the run and then just do another one, because the more you run, the less you'll get it. Miku locking became a thing after I had been doing the run for a good while, right? And because I was super familiar with the run when it became a thing, when it started happening in the route, I've only ever gotten it like 2 or 3 times. It's super rare to get it if you're familiar with the route. So just keep that in mind and don't let it discourage you. Just got to keep doing runs and keep improving and you'll stop getting it. But once you load warp, we're going to fast travel to the Railroad HQ. When you load in, press 4 to pull up your pistol. And come down here and quick save for safety, and then shoot Des 4 times. We want to shoot her from kind of far away so we don't deal too much damage to her and she dies. We want to shoot her 4 times, and as soon as you shoot her the 4th time and she aggroes, put away your pistol immediately. You have to be really fast to put it away immediately, because we need them to forgive us. So you can tell if they forgive you by if all the red markers on here disappear. If they don't disappear, that means that you didn't put away your gun quick enough and you have to quick load and try again. So we shot her 1, 2, 3, 4. So I put it away immediately, all the red markers disappeared. So that's good. Once we load in, we're just going to pull up our Pip-Boy again and then fast travel back to the Railroad HQ. And here, equip your security baton, stand on this side of the table, and set up a punch warp, and then turn around and look for Tom. He's like right behind here. He's usually around here. When you first enter, Tom will be saying, they say he's Fixer's kids, blah, 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 blah. If he's still saying those lines, then wait for him to finish or shoot him until he finishes, and then wait until don't get too close to him. Wait until there's a pop-up saying talk to Tom for your quest update. I might have already gotten it and I wasn't paying attention. Let's see. Yeah, speak to Tinker Tom. Usually you'll get a quest update on the side saying to talk to Tom. But once the quest is updated, you talk to Tom and you'll say, alright Tom, fired it up. As soon as you finish that line, make a quick save. And load the save we made in the Institute in front of the Advanced Systems door. And here we're going to perform another load warp on a door. And similar to the load warp in Diamond City, you don't press quick load during the fade to black. You need to press it as the door's opening. This one doesn't have as easy of a visual cue as the Diamond City one. It's just more of a forgiving timing to it. Like the Diamond City one has a narrow window but a pretty blatant visual cue. This one has a bit of a bigger window but still not a super forgiving window, but it's not awful. I believe the best way to do this might be through audio cues. For me, I'm just super used to load warping this door, so I don't really look for cues. It's just kind of I have the timing down, but try and look for audio cues for yourself to get it down. I believe I might have gotten it there. That might have been too soon. Let's see. No, we're good. If you did it correctly, then as I said earlier, that you will not see the screen fade to black. You'll see it cut to black immediately as if you quick loaded, but you'll still load it on the other side of the door. If you did it too early, if you quick loaded too early, then you'll load back in at the Railroad HQ, in which case just load the save again and attempt again. If you did it too late, then you'll see the fade to black and still be on the other side of the store. But once you load warp, so if you fail the load warp, you can just do it back and forth until you get it. Like, you can then turn around and attempt it going the other way. But regardless, once you do it successfully, you want to be back on the other side of the door. Like, you'll see this big wall here. And then we're going to throw our frag mine and trigger our punch warp that we just set up in the railroad HQ. And after we end up in the void like that, just quick save, quick load to COC faster. And then just hold A and S to walk backwards real quick and trigger Dez's dialogue. And you'll teleport out. And this is the end of the run. Like, this is the final loading screen. It's about 29 to 30 seconds from here to finishing the run. As soon as you load in, just hold W and mash E to activate the detonator switch. So just like that. Then you can just mire the view. And that's it. The time officially stops as soon as your HUD disappears. And as a verifier, as a moderator for the run, I highly recommend being a bit conservative with when you stop your timer. I recommend stopping it late. Don't try and stop it exactly when the HUD disappears, because you might stop it early. As a moderator, what we'll do, like, it stops right there, right as soon as the HUD disappears. As a moderator, it's what we can do is we can go frame by frame and look at the video and see what the timer was actually at when the HUD disappeared. And if you stop your timer early, then we're going to have to make conservative estimates of adding time onto your run, like rounding up a second, you know? So make sure you stop your timer, if anything, a little late. But yeah, that's the run. I know there's a lot to it, and this is a long tutorial, but it's a very technical run. So yeah, if you have any questions, just send a message in the Fallout 4 Discord, and we will answer it as soon as we get to it. So yeah, happy... To me, it's a Thursday right now, so happy Thursday to you. And good luck with runs. Run no intro. I promise you, that's the best way to get good.